Hi guys, so today I'm going to do a little something that was requested the last video I made with the Joy when I talked about how if you pop in a Joy design and your Joy immediately tells you that the pen is not compatible with the Joy, which is weird, why they would design something in design space for the Joy, but then, tell you you have the wrong pen, even though it's their default pen. And I had people ask a few certain questions, so I'm going to go over that today, and then we're going to manipulate one of the card designs just for some fun. So if I have any links in the description box for any of the items that I'll be using, those would be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. So right now I do have it set to the Explore. This is just the design space as soon as I opened it up. I'm going to go ahead and set it to Joy. We are going to do something else with the Explore, but for now I'll just set it to Joy. And I'm going to say new project, and we're just going to bring in that same card that we used the other day because it was very cute. The one that says best wishes. So I'm going to click on images over here. And I used to record off my screen, and that my computer is giving me problems with that. Not this Mac. I haven't even tried that before on the Mac, but my old computer. So there's lots of stuff here. As you can see, there actually is some cute new things. But let's say, let's see here. Operation, where is it? No. Layers, nope. Project type. Let's say cards. And then we're going to click on free. It's already there, this best wishes. But they did bring in another card that was actually really cute recently, but I don't know where it is. So anyway, either way, we're going to click on that, and then we're going to click on free up here. So this is the one we're going to play with, just because it's the same one I used the other day. But, this best day ever is actually very cute too. We'll go with this one because I wanted to use the pen. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to add it to canvas. And some of the questions I got, so this is definitely for the Joy to make a card front that you would put an insert in. And some of the things people wanted to know was to remove, as you can see, it's already telling me my pen is not something I can use, which is crazy. Is how to remove these little cut lines. So what I was thinking is that, it has the four and you kind of slide them in there. Maybe it looks nicer if you just want to have two of these little, like one here, and maybe to make it more 3D, your card, you're going to add some little embellishments here and here, and it'll cover that area up, or however you want to use it. So I'm just going to show you real quick how to do that. And I'm going to separate this out though. So down here, I'm trying to highlight so you guys can see, we're going to detach. Actually, before I do that, you know what? I'm going to go back. Before I do any of that stuff, because I just want to make a card front, I'm not going to cut it into a card base. I'm just going to make a card front because that's another question I had. So I'm going to go into shapes, and I'm going to get myself, because this is not going to cut an edge, it's only going to cut this into your paper. So I'm going to cut myself I'm going to pick square. And you can do rounded edges if you want, like the rounded one. I'm doing a square. I'm going to unlock it because I don't want the measurements to be the same, for it to be 2 by 2, 3 by 3, 2.5 by 2.5. I want to make it a rectangle basically. So on width, I'm going to take that away, and I'm going to say 4 point, do you want the whole card front 2.5? Sure, 4.25. Actually, since this thing wants to do the width being that, well, yeah, 4.25 by, I guess, 5.5 if we're going to make it into an A2. Now, if you want to make it a little bit smaller because you want to take some away, I like 1/8 of an inch, so I would do like 4.15 by 5.35. Maybe that's what I'll do, 4.15 by 5.35. Let's just do that. Okay. And now when I have this on top of this, and I'm going to bring this, and sometimes when you do that, you see how it disappeared? I'm just going to right click on this, and I'm going to send to front. So that way I can see it when I bring it over here. And that'll be in there. And what I'm going to do right now is just mess with this to where I'm happy, because I want it to fill in this whole area basically. So I'm going to do something like that. That looks pretty good. See how I just kind of pulled it so it fits in. Now I'm going to move this over here. I'm going to leave this over here. So now, excuse me, I got something in my throat. So now I clicked on this. I'm going to detach it now. And what I'm going to do is click over here on basic cut. Okay, this little basic cut. I'm just going to click on it. And down here, now I have this option for contour right down here. And that's basically like, remember I talked about the Gypsy, how I used to be able to just click on lines and it'll disappear, meaning I don't want that. This is what they've replaced that with, or at least what they've come up with. So contour, and thank you guys for letting me know. A lot of people are like, oh, you can click on contour and that'll do it. But it doesn't always pop up, you guys. So it's for certain things. Now, you can either go to these boxes here on the side and see all these different little shapes as all the different cuts. And you can go to the boxes and you can click, and meaning I don't want that, I don't want that, you know? And then depending on which ones it is, maybe you want to keep 2 of the cuts, or maybe you don't want to keep the edge cuts. So that's what I'm getting rid of right now. You can also click on them here. So click on that and click on that. And now those are all gone. It's not going to do any edge cuts, which is what I wanted. This one also has, sometimes you have to make sure it doesn't have other weird little cuts, because sometimes it'll have like score line cuts or something like that. I think we're good. So I'm just going to click on, take that away. And now it looks like that. No cuts, right? And I think that's all I wanted to do with this one to manipulate it. So I'm going to highlight these 2 together. I'm going to attach them again, just so when I move them, they're all together. And I'm going to bring them back over here. And I'm going to place it where I want. Now, I think that looks pretty good. Maybe a little higher up. And a little bit more this way. Now, of course, you can highlight this, grab everything together, and then go to a line right up here. And for me, I want it to make sure it's a line left to right, so I want to center it. Let me see, how do I want to center it? Horizontally. So everything's good. See, I moved it just a little bit, so I was a little bit off. And that's it. I don't want to measure up and down or center. I guess you could center it completely, but I think that looks great. And so now I'm also going to highlight everything together and attach all of that. Just attach, not weld, because weld would make it melt into each other, and that's done, you know. So, I haven't fired up my Joy yet, but we are going to also switch out the pen, because my pen is telling me no. So let's click on pen. I'm clicking on right here, just the pen option. And we could have done this earlier, but I'm doing it now. There's a question mark here. And we're on pen. You can also choose that if you wanted foil, you can click on foil, but right now I'm doing pen because I wanted a pen, and I'm going to click on the question mark, and I think today we will do, what am I going to do? White, silver, maybe okay, fine, we'll do this blue glitter pen. So I've done these before, but if you wanted, you know, I have this other glitter pen. These guys are just pens. They're 0.4, they're a little smaller. 0.8 glitter pen. So I'm going to click on here. Glitter gel, 0.8. And it doesn't matter as far as the color, because honestly, if you change your mind, you know, fine. We're going to do the blue. So that's already there. And I'm going to click on Make It. Now I got to go start up my my Joy. I got to plug it in and all that. So I'm just going to do it on a mat. Let's use... Oh, all the mats I have here handy are these really long ones. You don't need it to be this long, but I'm going to use a light grip because those are the kind of mats I prefer. And I'm going to grab a piece of white paper to pop on here. And I'll be right back, okay? Okay, so just to get this ready, I have my light grip mat. Sorry, I don't have any lights on because I want you guys to be able to see the screen. So 4.5 inches, it's just probably 8.5 long. I didn't really mess with that. Just made it 4.5 to fit on my mat. Really push that down. And this is some really good cardstock. Somebody had made a suggestion that instead of doing the heavyweight cardstock, because it does the cut 3 times, to say it's a medium weight but give it more pressure. We can try that today. Let's just see, because it, you know, I don't know. I kind of just like going for the most you know, heavyweight cardstock because I don't have to mess with it and possibly mess something up. But we can try it today just as a little experiment. So okay, that's on. And then we turn my Bluetooth on because how else is it going to find it? And then Joy. And we got to open this guy up. And okay, so here we're going to say for any material on matte, because that's what I have. And continue, and it's going to tell me to switch out some stuff. So it says we have the pen and the basic cut. So it's going to cut the edge because we added our own rectangle, and it's going to do, you know, the cutting the words and all that. So let's see here. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing else for me to say. Just continue. So I'll press continue. Okay, we're going to do medium cardstock like I was suggested. Medium. And pressure, right here, once I click medium, my pressure is going to be more, and we will see what happens. Okay, So I changed to more, and it's telling me to load my blue pen into the clamp. So let's move this over. Maybe I can turn one light on. I don't know if that helps at all. Not really. Let's go ahead and turn that off. Okay, I'm gonna take my little blue pen, and we're gonna unclamp this. All you do is pop it out, get this guy. The reason I had papers that were already there is because I preferenced them. Maybe in the next time I'll show you how to change that. But we're just gonna put our pen, it just has a little ridge, it just falls in, so it just falls into there, don't push it down or anything. Close that up. And the next thing it says is the fine point blade. For now we have that, and we're just going to load our mat. Now it shows you that in the same picture, load tools and materials. So you put the pen, it's not going to show you to do anything else until you let your mat come in here, and it knows the mat's there now. And it's going to see how long it is and all that, if you have the right amount, which is fine. Okay, now we're going to click go, and it's going to start doing its funky little drawing on there. Sorry, that's my plug for my camera when I normally have it up. So, oh, you know, I told you guys last time, I said, oh, always make sure that your gel pen is ready to go. I didn't do it this time, and I know it missed one little thing because it wasn't quite ready. Whenever you have a new gel pen, you always want to just kind of go zzz, give it a little zhuzh somewhere on a scrap piece of paper. That way you know that little kind of, sometimes it just dries up at the tip, that it's ready. Okay, so just remember that for the next one. I'll try to remember that for the next one myself. Okay, I'm gonna let that keep drawing, and I'll be right back. Okay, it just stopped, and so now it's telling me to load my fine point blades. We're gonna open this up. Where's my lid? Put that guy away. Put this guy back again. You just drop it in there and clamp that. And I'm gonna click go, and we'll see if this works for us as far as the more pressure with. It's not the most super heavyweight cardstock, but it's heavier than, you know, like Michael's basic cardstock, you know. Okay, looks pretty good because I can kind of see that edge is picked up, so that means it's cut away, but we will see. Okay, I'll be back. It's gonna cut the lettering that, like, just like it was going to if it was an insert, and then it's gonna cut an edge for my smaller than standard A2 size card. Oh, just cut that outer edge. And I'm just making a card base right quick. Hopefully this works out. Just I cut some light blue paper, 5.5 by 8.5, of course, scored at 4 1/4. Let me do that right quick. I'm just doing this in the air over here, so we'll see how nicely this turns out. 4 1/4. I'm just scoring it. And actually, I'll put this on here on my. Okay. Now let's see how this did. So we're gonna unload, just right here, we're gonna click unload. Looks pretty good as far as the edge is concerned. Oh, you guys. That's already a dangerous, not great. See? Y'all, I try to take your suggestions, but I know what I'm talking about when it comes to these machines sometimes. That did not work. I'm going to run it again just so we have it, but this is a real bummer. I'm just going to put another white piece of paper on here and let it go again, okay? And as you can see, it did not cut through. And this is the kind of issues I have with the Joy sometimes, and that's why I just go ahead and go with the heavyweight cardstock setting, regardless of whatever I put in here. If you guys remember that last time it was just regular paper, I also used a Spellbinders card base, which isn't like super thick. I mean, it's nice, but it's not the thickest stuff in the world. Didn't work. Okay, well, that didn't work, guys. And this is... I hope in the comments when people tell me, oh, you should do this, and I'm like, I don't know. It's not because I'm like, I don't want to try your suggestions. It's because I've done this so much that I know it's not going to work. But we tried it. I'm going to run it again. Just do the cut again. You know, we're back to here. I can do it right now. And I'm going to do heavyweight cardstock. And the default pressure is fine, and that's when you click heavyweight cardstock, it is going to cut it 3 times. Basically, it's going to make the same cut 3 times, and it works great. So that's what I'm going to do, guys. Okay, I'll be back. Second time, just want to show you, switch out, same thing. And please, I don't need comments about that. It's my blade, because this is exactly what happened the last time, and that's why I returned my Joy, because it's just like, why? And it might be having to do with, you know, between machines, maybe the way they're calibrated and all that stuff, but you just have to work it out. If yours worked with that, great. Mine doesn't. Okay, I don't need, like, as far as the blade, I've only used it maybe a handful of times more than what you've seen here on the videos, you know? So, but you see this is heavyweight cardstock. It's going to do the cut 3 times, and it says cutting 1 of 3 passes. It'll keep saying that the whole time, and it'll still just do all 3, but it's still doing the same cut right now, and that's the 3rd time. And then it's going to move on to the next area. And I've had the best luck with that on all my machines. So honestly, I don't care if it needs to go 3 times. As long as I get a good cut. Like, I'm not going to sit here and try to pick this out. I mean, this is... Look, I mean... not good. Not great. It almost did it. It just didn't quite do it, you know? And then you're going to have all these weird little shabby bits here and there. So, and that one... It's kind of like a template, like a punch-out, like decoupage sheets. You know what I'm saying? See, tearing because it's just not quite where it needs to be. But I'm gonna let it do that, and I will be back. Okay, so let's unload it this time and see what we got. Ah, much better. Sigh of relief. So just, you know, like I said, I would just work with your machine, see what's best. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of popping this out from over here. So cute as I'm kind of laying it down to take this off the back. So now we have a card front. Remember, I cut it a little bit smaller than a standard A2 size, the rectangle that we made. And now I can just glue that on there, and it looks much better, doesn't it? It just looks more stylized. Where's the other one? I put it somewhere else. I'll grab it later. But when we're all done with our projects, I'll go to my work surface and we'll glue it together. But that just looks nicer instead of having those weird little cuts. And then you can do this on anything, right? Now, obviously, you can put it on any machine that Cricut does. Or creates or makes. But let me go back. I can just go back, and we can use the same project for my next idea, but I'll just start over, okay? So I'm going to go back to a clean canvas, and I'll be back. Oh, you know, depending on how new you are to this, all I did was say cancel because you want to cancel the cut, and it takes you back, or you can click on canvas, go back to your canvas, and I already saved this because I didn't think about it, but let's say you just want to save it. Just click up here, save, and then it's going to ask you what you want to name it. You just name it and then click save, and it'll save it. So now I don't have to do this again. And if I like this card and Cricut still offers it for free, or if they still, you know, maintain it, I'll be able to use that. You can download for offline use too, some of your projects. I don't know if you can do that with the Cricut ones, but you guys can talk about that in the comments because I haven't tried because I don't care that much to try it. Sorry guys. Okay, I'm going to click new over here. And it says you have unsaved things, but I didn't. Who cares? So this is a little bit confusing. It says the project already exists on Canvas with unsaved changes because I just moved it, right? That's what made it different. Do you wish to save your previous project or replace it with this new project? I'm going to say replace because I already saved it. If you haven't saved it and you click replace, it is going to replace it and not save what you did. So if you still want to save more, click save. And then the next time you go to make a new one, click replace. So I'm just going to click replace. I don't know why that all popped up, but okay. I'm going to go to the images and I'm going to grab that same card that we just played with, so free. And the reason I'm just doing this is because, oh, not 3D, cards. And because I just want to grab that one really quick. And then I'm going to grab something so that I'm just going to add it to Canvas, even though you don't have to do that. Once you click it, it adds it to your Canvas. It adds it to your little drop box at the bottom. And then once you have everything that you want, you can click to go to the canvas, and then everything that you chose will be there. The other thing I'm going to choose is not free and is not cards. I'm going to unclick on those things. It's something that I own. I don't know if it's free or not, but I'm going to go over here to ownership and click purchase, and I'm going to say file folder. File folder, because I want something that looks like a file folder, because I thought it'd be cute if we use that same imagery on a file folder. So let me see. Ooh, you know what? I don't really care for the ones. So this is so funny. I literally pulled this up yesterday and it gave me a lot more things. Let's click on free also. Maybe the one of the ones I liked was free. Huh. Nope. Let me unclick purchased. Maybe I didn't do file folder. Maybe I said folder. There are nothing free under folder. File folder. That's weird. Okay, let's just do folder and purchased. And maybe that'll open up more things. That's, no, even less. Let me find the one that I wanted to pick. Because yesterday, I tell you, every time you do this kind of thing, it'll show you something totally different. Like, why is it showing me? Let me unclick purchased. Okay. I only want the free ones, though. As you can see, some of these are like 99 cents. That is weird. I'm going to keep clicking. And I think mine is under file folder. Now there's 28 results, which before there was only 8, which is weird. I'm gonna keep looking for a file that I would like. This is not it. So let me see, maybe file, which is kind of weird. No, not that one either. I mean, this is the best looking one. Let me see what else is on this image set. So when you click on these top three, I'm going to click on view image sets and maybe I'll find what I want there. So I'm going to click on this to open it up. And I'm going to go through. It must be in this one. Because look how many different things are here. There must be a file folder in here that I want. So again, yesterday, you know, the last or whenever it was the last time I looked up file folder, there was a lot more things than just those 8 or 4, whatever it's showing me. So I'm going to pull in a file folder from something that I'm sure is purchased that I have. And I will be right back. All I'm going to do is find the one I want. Kind of like that one, but it wasn't that one. I want the one that looks pretty much like a file folder, like a regular old file folder. Oh, the joys of Design Space. And somebody had mentioned that too when I mentioned last time, like the searches are always different. She's like, oh, for me too. Whenever she looks for something and later it's like, what happened to that? And even if it's your own purchased item, you know? Anyway, I'm just going to keep going through to look for a file folder and I'll be back. And then I'm just going to bring it onto my workspace just like everything else, okay? Onto the canvas. Okay, guys, so I don't know what this thing is doing, but like I said, the other day I had pulled in a file anyway, so I just went back to one of my old files that had this file folder, and it says I purchased it, and it has a code number, and it still doesn't come up in the search for whatever reason. Today's a day for Cricut, I guess, with stuff like that. So I just pulled it in, and again, you know, I'm looking at the file folder, and I kind of want to see like how big is it actually, right, without the tabs. So I'm looking at this, and right now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches wide, you know, once it's folded. And then it is about 6 inches tall, I can see here. And you know, you can disconnect that if you want it to be 5 by 6, like legit, that's what you want your file folder or whatever it is that you're working on. I'm just going to leave it the way it is. I think this is good. So what I want to do is actually put this on here, but I don't want the words best wishes, and I want just the little decoration, right? So it's already clicked. You guys know it's the same Joy project. I'm going to click detach down here. And I'm going to get rid of basic cut. This basic cut, I don't want it. So I'm going to get rid of that. And it's telling me my folder is too big. It doesn't work in the Joy, which I know that. So I'm going to change my machine up here from Joy to my Cricut Explore Air, which is Cricut Explore Family. Now, if you want to make this on the Joy, you have to make it small. That's all. And I want to keep these little guys, but I want them to be on here. So what I'm going to do is just pull this as big as I think I want for now. And I'm going to add my own words. See how there's like a gap in here? I think I'm going to type up my own thing. So it'll be fun. Let's see. Let's just click on text. Now you can bring in images, like if you have certain fonts or something that you want to use. I'm going to use the word... Now, if you are going to use these to be cute, like to organize things, you can say like ephemera or Valentine ephemera or whatever it is that you want to say. Oh, you know what? Maybe spring... Oh, that's big. Ephemera. Now, I didn't plan on doing a 2-layer thing, but that's fine. I just highlighted it, and I'm going to align it so it's centered, because I want my words kind of together like that. And I also am going to change the font. So up here, I'm going to click on Cricut Sans. Now, you can go through your fonts and pick all kinds of different things, like filter it through fonts that are mine, right, that I own, fonts that allow you to write, because some of these don't let you write. Or you can just say, you know, my fonts, and then look through all of them and see which ones allow you to write. So I'm going to click on writing. And I'm just going to keep an eye open for the ones that I either own or that are free. Ooh, okay, so this one's writing, but it's $5. This one's also $5. $4.99. Unless you have access, then obviously it's free. It's included. I think I had Anna Griffin ones. Yeah, like this Anna's Fancy Lettering. Oh. Oh, how about this one? Victoria. Let's see what that looks like. That one's an interesting one. Okay. So let's just say that's what I want. Oopsie. What did I do? Let's go back. Sorry, guys. I'm going to type that up one more time because I just deleted it. But I'm just going to add the same thing back. So I'm going to do text. Yeah, it's still Anna's Fancy Lettering and all that, so that's fine. And what did I say? Spring ephemera? I don't even know if that's what I really want this to say, but that's okay. Ephemera. And, okay. So, I'm going to take my little words over here, just so I can play with them. I'm probably, well, I don't really have to shrink them right now, but I don't like the way the S and the E are so far away from each other. And this is the only thing that's really kind of annoying because I don't want everything to come apart, but to move this S, you have to detach everything, right? So that you can kind of mess with it. You can do the kerning, but it won't bring the S close enough. But either way, just know you can mess with that if you want. So what I'm going to do is grab that little turny, and I'm going to turn it a little bit, and I'm going to bring it over here. And then I can shrink it in a little bit if I need, or whatever it is that I want for it to fit in here nicely. Now again, that was meant to say whatever it said, best wishes. So it's not really meant for this, but if you can kind of get this in here and move that around and manipulate some other things, you know, you might be happy with it, right? So that's kind of what I'm trying to do, just mess around. I am going to go over to the pen, and we can choose our pen. Now this is for the Explore. So I have different pens here. I do have some glitter pens, but I think I'm going to use this new set that I had just picked up, the Ultimate Fine Point set, and I don't care what color of these I use, but it is Ultimate Fine Point, that's 0.4. So I need to go, and it's already on Fine Point, 0.4. So just that. And again, I can pick a different color. It's on black, so that's fine. It's already where I need it to be. Now let's look at what that looks like. That's okay. It's kind of in there. If you want to end up stretching this out a little bit more and moving it, you know, you can kind of mess with those things, maybe a little bit higher up, a little bit over this way, and it fits in there pretty good. All right, guys, so what I'm gonna do is well, I guess we could save this right now if we wanted to, but what I was gonna do is just click let me make sure everything's good. Okay, I'm going to highlight everything. That just means right clicking. I'm gonna press attach down here just so everything's together, and now it's one project. It's gonna cut that. It's going to do this. Oh, my glitter pen, that's what I was gonna do. I need to change that. So this glitter pen, what it's highlighted, I don't have to change it, but I want this machine to know what we're doing. So for that one, I'll probably still use the fine pens, and it's on raspberry, which I probably have a raspberry one in here, but I don't really, and my folder's not gonna be green, that's just green because that's what it dropped in. Let's do like a blue, like this one, maybe. I don't know what they are. Candy Crystal, I'm just going to pick. I have no idea if that's the name of this one or not. And also, if you want to change the color of this thing, you can just click on Basic Cut, click on it, and then change the color, and then mine's going to be like beige. That's yellow, but that's okay. That's, ew, no. Okay, we'll just leave it like that. Okay, either way, we did some changes, it's fine. And what I want to do, see, now, at this point, I would click Make It, but I think the reason it's not letting me make it is because it has no idea what this file folder is, even though I used it literally 2 days ago, 3 days ago, whenever it was that I last cut it. So, just want to show you some stuff. I don't think I'm going to send it to cut right now, unless I mess with a different folder, which maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll bring in another folder just so we can get something cut, but I did want to show you that this thing acts funny sometimes with those kind of things. And I don't know if that means today it's not supporting that cartridge, even though it did a couple days ago, and it's something I own. It should have it, but I'm going to leave it alone. What I'm going to do is go ahead and find another file folder and exactly size it this size and bring that in. Okay, guys? I'm sorry, I can't make it because it doesn't find that one folder. But let me bring in another folder and I'll do the same thing. I have to show you this because this is why, and these are the things I leave in my videos because it's like, why? This time I pressed folder and it found 40 things and it even found the one I'm using right now, but it's not letting me cut it. Even though it's purchased, it's mine. Oh my goodness, you guys, can you believe it? Anyway, I'll just drop another one, like, see, this one's $1.99. No, I don't want to use that one. I want to use my own folder. Ugh, whatever. I'll pick another one that I purchased. This one's cute, but it's $1.99 if you want that. Again, you know, if you have access. So, this is the other thing I can mention. You don't have to let these things do what they're doing. Like here, let's say, I don't like the tab on that one. I wanted, like, the first one. I sound like a little kid here. Let's just say I did this one and I add it to canvas and I'm going to replace it with this other one, but let's say this is the one I have, and you see the tab, it doesn't have the same little cut like this. This is what I wanted it to do, but okay, let's pretend. So I'm going to use this one. I'm going to bring it down here, and over here at the basic cut, this one actually has several layers, but what I want, it's showing you the two different things, is to not do this middle part. So down here under contour, I'm going to click on contour, and I don't want this cut. So I'm just going to press it, and that's it. And it's going to do my score lines, which is fine. It only has this one little score line because this is a really old cartridge. This one's a little more updated, so it does do the score line like that. If you want to, you can bring in a score line and just put it there so it gives you that score line. We'll see. Maybe it might cut it for me anyway. I just sat here and did a whole other thing and showed you how to replace the folder, and then it still wouldn't let me cut. And now all I did was just restart, do it all over again, and now it says make it. How interesting. Let me see if the difference was attaching it for some reason. I don't know why, but let's say attach. Yeah, and it still says make it. Can you believe that? Oh. I'm not even going to show you guys the other part because it wasn't worth it. I mean, it was cool. All I did was switch out the folder, basically. So keep everything, switch out the folder for another one. But why? You know, it's like, it just blows my mind why there's just always these little hiccups that just get in the way. I literally did nothing different. It was on Explorer. I thought, okay, maybe it's on Joy. And for some, no, it was on Explorer. Everything's good. One thing that was a little bit different this time, though, is when I went to do the font. It did it as a cutting font, and so I said, no, obviously I don't want it, like, I'll click on it again. It said cutting here, right, basic cut, so when I went to say pen, I just chose my pen, and then the other thing that opened up was here, the style, right, that's something else you can mess with. It'll still write it, like, let's say you want it regular. It's basically going to look at the cutting font. It has all these lines, right, and that's what it's going to draw. It's not going to color it in blue like this, like what you see, it's just going to outline everything italic, you know, a little bit different. Yeah, there it is, nice and thick, but again, that's a cutting font. So if you click on writing, it'll be a writing font. It went back to pen, and it's a black pen, so I'm going to leave it alone because it's the right thing. But that is something, you know, different. So I'm going to click on make it, and I'm going to just follow along. Let me see. And I'm just, again, using those pens I just showed you, so I'm going to grab one of my mats. Sorry I haven't cleaned this mat off from the last time. I probably should grab another one. And my paper needs to be at least like 10.5 inches long, but, you know, don't eyeball that, guys. Really make sure that it's what it is. I'm going to put this paper, it's actually pearlescent paper. We'll see if it writes. I have no idea why this machine wanted to aggravate me so much the last few minutes, but it's okay. We got to figure it out. Actually, we didn't, because I don't know what made the difference. I just started over. It needs the score, it needs the pen, and the basic cut, right? I guess I can go over to my machine and show you what that looks like, okay? But basically I'm saying, okay, that's fine. We need all those things, so I'm going to continue. And I have this ready to go, and that's going to catch on, hopefully, to my Bluetooth. And I'll meet you guys at my Cricut. Okay, guys, I'm going to put my paper in just so it, well, actually, it's not even taking it right now. Load scoring stylus. I'll show you what the screen says in case you're curious. Load scoring stylus, right? Into clamp A, which is clamp A. We're going to open it up. There's nothing, it's just the little holder right now. And my scoring stylus is one of these tools I have here, this guy. It looks like this. And I'm just going to put that in there. I do give it a little bit of a push. I don't know if you can hear it, it clicked. And then we're going to clamp it. Load fine point blade in C and B, which it's already there, and load mat and press our button. The next thing it's going to ask for is the blue pen, is what it says. So we're going to press that. I'm going to press this. And it is already set on cardstock plus, and actually I'm going to turn my knob to custom because all it's going to do is cut the edge, but I wanted to cut it really good. So when I change the dial there, it's going to ask me, what do you want? And I already have it set to heavy cardstock. Again, I just like that. We already loaded everything else that we need. The next thing will be the pen and then the black pen. So I'm good to go. I'm going to press this guy. So right now it's going to do the scoring lines. I cannot believe the trouble this thing gave me. And it's not this, it's design space, you guys. Oh my gosh. All right. It's telling me to set up for the next thing, which is weird. Did it even do anything right now? Load midnight. That was weird. It said it scored at 100%. Did it? I was talking to you guys, so I wasn't even paying attention. Okay. Load midnight, which is my blue pen. Is that right? I hope so. I don't remember. See, this is when you get into trouble as far as the pen colors. I don't really care. I'm going to use blue and light blue anyway, so this is what I was planning on doing. So whatever color comes out next, that's fine with me. So let's do like this one. And in clamp A. So we're going to take that off. We opened up our pen. This is not a gel pen or anything special like that. It's just a pen. Again, a little bit of a push. Close that up. And we're going to press our C, our little Cricut button. I guess, oh yeah, it did score. I just didn't notice. Because I was talking to y'all. Okay, so this pen is actually doing the words, which is midnight, which is the black. But again, I don't know why this thing told me the blue was going to be next and actually asked for black next. But okay, that's fine. So we have the darker blue on that. I'm going to use a lighter blue for the little puffs, okay? So once this is done, I'll be right back. Looks like it's almost there. Okay, guys, that's very cute. I like that font. Okay, what's the next thing? Now load Candy Crystal, which is the lighter blue. Interesting. I should have known midnight was the black pen, but you know what? I wasn't paying attention. And again, look at the color I used, blueberry. I guess if you're really, what's the word? Conscientious of this kind of thing, you would pick the colors so that way when it tells you, you're like, oh yeah, that one. I don't know. Maybe we should do a little pink one. No. Oh, let's see. Maybe we should do like a silver one. But gray? No. Oh, whatever. Let's try this light blue and see what happens. Because that paper is cream colored. It's not just white, you know? So Candy Crystal would be something else. This one's Gemstone Blue. So I'm going to pop that in there again, a little push, clamp that down, and say go. And so after it draws this, the last thing it's going to do is the cut. Look how cute. I don't, you know, care for that the way, like I said, that's so far away. It's just that if you undo the lettering, sometimes it's hard to get it back, and it's very frustrating. So for me, I'm like, I'd rather just not do that on this specific font, because normally they're closer together. I don't know why this is so far away from the rest. But hopefully you can kind of see what's going on here. Look at how cute. Okay, I'm gonna let it go and I'll be back. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, this is super cute as it's cutting. I was thinking what I could do next time is attach a rectangle at the bottom of the folder and then increase this or extend the score line or put a score line across at that rectangle, and then you can make like a little actual pocket on the inside without having to like add a pocket later, which would be cute. There's lots of fun ways to manipulate things, just that, you know, you have to kind of learn about it and do that. Today I'm done. I didn't want to mess with it much more. I was just trying to show you guys how you can use those Joy images to do more fun things instead of just what it's for, right? And now it's going to do the last final cut. So cute! And again, since I chose the heavyweight cardstock, it's going to do it a few times, but yeah, I don't even think it's cut through right now. But again, it knows it's going to do 3 times, so it probably does a little more every time. And there goes the second cut, which sounds really like nothing going on because I already cut through the paper for the most part. And then the third cut, okay? So I'll come back when it's done. Okay, I think this is it. And you can finish up on the computer. I just, you know, unload the mat here. And we have a nice crisp cut there. And again, peel your mat away from your project so it doesn't get too curled up. I can feel that I'm going to make it curl at the very corner there. Okay. And this is what we have. So let's go to my table and we'll finish up our projects. Okay, guys. So we have a couple things. Let's go ahead and just glue this down. And you know, you can even make this into a shaker if you wanted to. Put this on acetate and have some little stuff shaking around behind there. Very cute. I'm just going to finish it off. But I think that'd be a very cute idea, actually. Maybe another day. But I'm for sure going to go around these little edges. I would do the same thing if I was going to put this on acetate. Just make sure these pieces stay down, especially those guys. So I'm just getting really close in here. And the other thing I want to do with this is, I know these cards are very flat. So, you know, I mean, there's different ways, especially like this, that you could dress it up to be a little more fun, a little more substantial. But, I mean, there's just tons of things. You know, you can put a finger bow on it. You can add some pearls. Actually, that's what I have here. On my desk yesterday, I was cleaning up. Oh, thank goodness, because I needed to clean up. I found this little bee. I'm like, oh, you can add like something like that. Let me see if I have 3D glue gel. That's easy enough right now for me to use if it's not all frozen up. Ah, come on, buddy. Of course it is. Of course it is, because I haven't used this one in a while. Let's get some glue coming out. Sorry guys, I was just trying to get some of that 3D glue gel. a little bit of something. Let me pop this little guy in here somewhere. Oh my gosh. Where do we want to put him here? I don't know, just to add a little dimension. He was sitting here, why not? And then maybe some, I'm gonna put him up a little bit higher. And then we have some, you know, pearls. Always like to add little things like this here and there. Should we do the light blue? I always think I'm gonna sit down and make a quick video with this, and then it ends up being like half an hour. And I'm like, what happened? Like, that is not at all what I was expecting. Do I want... Usually I put one larger one than two smaller ones. This guy's pretty big. Ah! Put in there, and then a couple small ones. I don't know, I'm just kind of doing them around there. Whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Just to add a little texture to the card. And then our other one is just this little folder. That took me so much work. So what I did the last time I cut this one, I added more little score lines just to be cute. So you can definitely add score lines because it's one of the free functions on there. And I just added 2 more just so it looks more like a file folder like the one you would buy. Look how cute. And then you can pop your little things in here, you know, whatever it is. Maybe have it in a little box. I don't know. Just an idea. Just something fun. I wanted to show you guys how you can kind of manipulate that design to do something different for you. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully that answered some of your questions. And again, I do my videos in a way that if there's a hiccup or a pickle or something we get into, I like to show it to you guys because I think that's the best way to learn. But then from there, you know, there are very polished videos out there you guys can check out and know exactly how to do all kinds of fun things. But for me, it's starting it off at a very basic understanding and then going from there. And hopefully that's what I showed you guys today. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you at the next one. Bye now.